This is part 3 of the Empires is Nothing. Again, these empires at one time thought they were the biggest, baddest thing in the world. They were the most powerful at their heights. Nobody could defeat them. They controlled lands. They controlled the will, and they controlled the will of people. They controlled their destiny, their lives, and they thought that, hey, this is a great empire. This is my empire. Like Nebuchadnezzar. If you read the Bible in Daniel, I can't remember the chapter. I think it's Daniel 4, I believe, something like that. I think it's Daniel 4, just a chapter earlier, or in the same chapter, he has a dream about a tree, a big giant tree, and it like has large branches, and there's a lot of things there, and it's a beautiful tree, and then then it's cut down, and then it talks about let it sit under the dew of heaven, and I can't remember everything about it, but it was basically a prophecy of what was going to happen to Nebuchadnezzar. And it was basically him going to be humbled because he thinks because of his pride and his arrogance, and thinking that he's powerful and he's got the empire and he does all this because of his power. No, God's going to show him, hey, I'm the one in control. I'm the one that set you up. I'm the one that set the empire up. You have all this because of me. You're nothing in this. And then there's later on, he's walking through one of his palaces, and he's like, isn't this great Babylon that I built? And he didn't build Babylon. He didn't build anything. Babylon's been there a whole lot longer than he had. He didn't build Babylon. And then he lost his kingdom. He had to live, and then for, I don't know how long exactly, but he lived among the animals, and his nails grew long like an animal, and his hair grew long like an animal, and he lost his mind, basically. He lived like an animal. Lived out in the fields and was driven from men, driven from his kingdom, and lived like that until he realized that God rules in the kingdom of men and gives the empires and gives the nations to whomsoever He will, basically. That He rules in the affairs and kingdom of men. God's the ruler, and Nebuchadnezzar admits that after he realizes that, and his sanity was restored, and he got his kingdom back. So think about it. And think about the empires that I've listed, and all of them. Where are they now? They're just history now. All of them now are just history in the history books. They're just maybe relics that you might find in areas that they used to run and used to own. You'll find just relics of them, maybe armor, or medals, or guns, weapons, maybe buildings. There's a lot of relics left back from all these empires, but that's all that's left of them. That's all that is left of these empires. That's all you see of them. Think about it. The beast empire of the tribulation period, the Great Tribulation, is going to become very powerful. They will be the first true world empire. All these other empires have held what some people call the known world, and they owned a lot of land and a lot of countries and everything, and they owned, it's almost like they owned the world. The largest empire ever to stand on earth was the British Empire. They owned land throughout about every continent. They owned land. There was a saying that said that the sun never sets on the British Empire. But they were not a world empire. They didn't own everything. Think about it. The Beast Empire of the Great Tribulation is going to become the first ever world empire. They're going to be the most powerful empire to ever stand. They're going to be more powerful than any of them. The first true world empire, and they'll have the same attitude as all the other empires before them and the Babylonian system, the Babel system. Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Or basically, who is more powerful than our empire, and who will dare fight a war against us? And by the way, all empires have that same attitude of who will mess with us, who would dare fight us, who would dare stand against us. And they think that they can't be defeated and brought low by anybody. Nobody's going to stop them. But, throughout history, they've all been defeated. There's been many. You could see empires that were so powerful, and they thought nothing could stop them and defeat them, and then yet something so small and minute would destroy them. Like, for instance, eventually there was some that were defeated by opposing nations, but like, for instance, the Roman Empire was defeated by barbarian invasions. Little barbarians charging in and attacking them defeated them. Or maybe a lack of money. Their finances went bad, and they went bankrupt, and they just couldn't maintain their empire anymore, and they just collapsed. famines. You know, they lost the food. They lost all their food and their water, and they starved to death, and they couldn't recuperate and recover from that. And they collapsed. Diseases, internal disputes, and strifes within the government. Defection. Maybe everybody started to turn against the government and turn against the country, and everything. There was internal rebellion. Just all kind of factors can destroy an empire. And again, and they stand for a while, and it's basically God's purpose. He uses them for a purpose, and when it's finished, He removes them at His will and His pleasure, and sets up another one. And then when He's done with that one, He sets it up. Think about it. Like Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome, they were the biggest, baddest powers in the Bible that you know of. They were the most powerful ones mentioned. What happened? What happened to all of them? Ain't one of them don't even stand anymore. Egypt is a laughing stock now. They're not even powerful anymore. You never even hear about Egypt anymore. They used to be one of the most powerful nations in the world, and you don't even hear about them anymore. Assyria, that's basically around Iraq and Syria now. That was Assyria. They were once a very powerful nation themselves. Babylon was a powerful nation. Medo-Persia, when they come on the scene, were the most powerful empire in the world at the time. In the Bible times, they were the most powerful. They owned more land than anybody ever taken. And then Greece come and top that, and then Rome come and top them and conquer them. And then here's and more modern nations would be Spain, Portugal, the Dutch or the Netherlands, the British, Britain, France, Germany, the Soviet Union, and the United States. They've all been powerful nations at one time and dominated their opponents and dominated in the lands they had. And then again, the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, and Rome, before Christ times, all held the known world. And did any of them last? No. They fell at some point, and they have never rose again. The only one that they talk about rising again is the revived Roman Empire. The beast system is going to rise from the ashes of the Roman Empire. And they're going to take over the entire world, and that be ruled by a man Antichrist is going to obtain the kingdom by peace and flatteries, and he's going to be a genius that understands what the Bible says, understanding dark sentences. He's a real smart. He's a genius. He's very smart. He obtains his kingdom by peace and flatteries, and he knows how to woo people. He's going to be a very big orator. He's going to be an orator, a great orator. He's going to know how to woo people. He's going to be a genius. He's going to be a genius in every way possible. Antichrist is going to be a genius. He's going to be a military genius. He's going to be an intellectual genius. He's going to be a governmental genius. He is going to basically know about anything you could put in his face, anything you put in front of him. Say, we can't figure this out. He's going to figure it out. He'll say, I can fix it. He's going to fix the Middle Eastern problem, or so people are going to think he is. He's going to look like he is, but he's not. He's going to make it look like he is. He's going to set peace. He's going to set up a false peace in a problem that nobody's going to fix. He's going to seemingly look like he fixes it. He's going to come in there, have a 7-year covenant of peace between the Muslims and the Jews. And he's going to set up peace and let them build their temple back. And people are going to see that, and they're going to say, this is the man that this world needs. We're in such a mess now. We don't know how to fix it. This guy has fixed a problem that nobody's going to fix. He is a genius. He knows how to, and he's a peaceful man. He doesn't want war no more. He's going to set up a kingdom, a government. He's going to set up a utopia. He is what we want. This is a man sent from God. When the truth is, he's the devil in the flesh, and he's deceiving people because people are so gullible today, and everybody's going to fall for it, except for later on the people that get saved later in the tribulation period are not going to fall for him. They're going to turn against him and fight against him and say, we're not going to bow to you, we're not going to serve you, we serve God, we serve Christ, and he's going to persecute them and kill them before he's thrown like a fire with his little false prophet. But think about it. The kingdom of Christ he's going to establish it, and it will never be destroyed, ever.